And welcome to News Channel 8. I am Junior Garcia, and here are some of the top stories we have for you tonight. WAPA Director addresses Senator's concern about hiring practices. Machete-wielding woman arrested. And the Cardiac Symposium closing ceremony. These stories and more up next on News Channel 8.
News Channel 8 is brought to you by Body Beast. Call in the Virgin Islands 1-800-458-6815 for Body Beast.
This program is the real deal. If you knew me a while ago and you see me today, you'd be like, man, what are you doing? I'm doing Body Beast.
I decided to try Body Beast because I was looking for something different. I wanted to lose weight at the same time gain muscle. It's easy.
In our top story, WAPA Executive Director Hugo Hodge Jr. on Monday sought out to clarify allegations that Vital, WAPA's contractor for propane conservation project, and its subcontractors are not adhering to the letter of the law as it relates to the hiring of workers for the projects underway on St. Thomas and St. Croix. In fact, to date, 2 senators have gone public with allegations that WAPA contractors are importing skilled workers to the territory and bypassing local hirees.
First, I want to say that it's our desire at the Water and Power Authority for as much of the labor requirements for this project to be met by local labor. But we have to make sure we make the public fully aware of what the law is established and what it calls for. Unlike certain island nations that can mandate that you hire X percent or X amount of their citizens, we're part of the United States. And our requirements here, first, again, let me clarify that WAPA is doing no hiring for this project. It's a turnkey project being done by Vital, and I believe they have a subcontractor of AT Construction for the phase of the project that's being in question here. But their requirement by law is to post their positions in the Department of Labor, and they have to hire residents for the project. And being that we're part of the United States, these are U.S. citizens or local VI residents or people that are able to work in the U.S. And residency is established here in the territory by being here for 180 days. So when we talk about not hiring locals or not hiring or importing, the company is, of course, by our contract, obligated to follow all the local labor laws that exist in the territory, which includes posting of positions at the Department of Labor. But that requirement has to be met, and the Labor Department can give you more insight as to whether it's being met or not. My understanding is being met. But as far as hiring locals, they are to follow the law, which requires that posting, and then they can hire citizens, U.S. citizens, and local residents, which are established by 180 days living in the territory. Well, I'm not sure it's a question of course, I think we are a talented group of people here in the territory and resilient at that, but it's not so much of a question of whether there's enough. It has to be posted in labor. Those qualified people have to respond to that posting in labor, and they have to respond to where the jobs are being posted and required to be posted by law. If there are talented or people that have the qualifications to do the job, but they're not responding to those places that where it has to be posted, then there's an issue there. I can't speak to the hiring practices because, again, WAPA is doing none of the hiring for the project, so I can't tell you what exactly is taking place. Our contract mandates that they follow all of the codes and laws of the Virgin Islands and follow the laws of the labor requirements here in the territory.
In other news, Senator Kenneth Gittens, Vice Chairman of the Committee on Homeland Security, Justice, and Public Safety, reiterates his concerns for the safety of our children as gunfire rang out near elementary school yesterday on St. Croix, claiming the life of 37-year-old Mustafa Williams. The senator is also renewing his call for the police department to step up enforcement initiatives as violence and fatal shootings continue across the territory.
I was quite alarmed when I received word of what was happening, and my concern at the time was the safety and security of the students, faculty, and staff at the school. I immediately went to the school itself and met with the school administrators, and I was relieved to see that the school monitor had full control of the front gate area, and there was a police presence on the campus already, and they too had already implemented the proper security protocol to safeguard our students. These senseless incidents occurring so close to what we as a community consider being safe havens for our children are indeed troubling. Again, I am fully aware of the limited manpower resources within the Virgin Islands Police Department. However, I am once again encouraging the leadership of the police department to shift manpower around and put boots on the ground where it will count most. I will support our law enforcement entities' initiative and assist with necessary legislation. However, we must see some results in the reduction of crime and increase their crime prevention efforts.
Meanwhile, in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands Police Department have made an arrest in the case of a man attacked by a machete-wielding woman. A 28-year-old Anika Daniel of Temple Street and 46-year-old Jules Illingsworth of Estate Thomas were arrested and charged with assault after being positively identified by victims and witnesses. On Friday, February 6th, Keith Roy Chittick stated he was on his way to work in the vicinity of the waterfront area of Banco Popular when he was assaulted by former girlfriend Anika Daniel and Jules Illingsworth. According to the report, the female suspect punched him in the face, and as he fell to the ground, Illingsworth began to assault him with a machete. The victim was able to flee from his attackers and ran from Raditz Gede to Rise Alley as the two pursued him in a white Jeep. As Daniel jumped from the vehicle to continue her assault, two bystanders intervened and phoned an ambulance for the victim. According to the attending physician, the victim sustained a deep laceration to his left forearm and his left hand in the assault. Daniel was charged with assault in the first degree with no bail and was turned over to the Bureau of Corrections, while Illingsworth was charged with third degree with bail set at $80,000. Stay tuned. We have more news coming up next.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
And welcome back to News Channel 8. This past weekend at the Cardiac Symposium dinner held at Palms at Pelican Cove, 3 persons were presented with awards. Ms. Kathleen King, VICC, Humanitarian Award. Dr. Antonio Dizan, VICC, Trailblazer Award. And Dr. Michael Potts, VICC, Touching Lives, Saving Lives Awards.
We have a vision at GFL, and those of us who have wrote that vision, we have full intention of bringing honor to the name of Governor Juan F. Louis. And what that means is making sure that we give our people the highest quality of care, the most efficient care possible with the most compassion, so that our people can receive care that is no less but only better than anywhere else in the world.
I want to thank everyone who turned out here tonight, and especially the staff at the Cardiac Center. I see that Dr. Griffith said I was a very, strong and to the point person when he came in. But I cannot forget how I got where I am. When I left here and I went to the States, I went with the intention that I was going to become a nurse and return home to St. Croix to do for my people.
Words are hard to find to express my thanks for the honor bestowed upon me as one of the originator of cardiac care in St. Croix, Virgin Islands. It was a privilege indeed to dedicate 42 years of my life to care for my patients in St. Croix. We went a long way from the time I was a hospital physician at Charles Howard Memorial Hospital. I did the first successful electrical cardioversion about 43 years ago. I can stand here all night talking about the job, the challenges, and sleepless nights during those years, providing care for my patients.
I had never been treated with such warmth, and I had never been part of an organization that was on a mission. Back in those days, the thought of being accredited was just foreign. And we had so many people from Mr. Austin and then George, Uncle George, that came in as our CEO. And he really planted the seed, we can do this. And it was amazing to see what every single person from top to bottom in that organization did. And when we got accredited with JACO, the rest sort of took off. So I have a lot of mixed feelings with it. I have the utmost pride of being part of something and watching it grow from a little modular to a state-of-the-art cardiac center. The way we are able to treat patients, the things that we're able to do in a community that beforehand could not do that. That is what made me stay. Instead of being one cardiologist of 100, I was one cardiologist in a community that didn't have one. And that feeling of growing something was just, it's priceless. It's priceless. So I could go on all night, but I want to thank everyone personally for coming out tonight. I want to thank everyone that has made my experience here. This has become home for me. And it's very rare to come from somewhere, not to know a soul, and to feel like you're family. When I got off the plane yesterday afternoon, I felt like I was home.
We congratulate you and we thank you for all of the hard work that you've done getting us to where we are right now. We applaud you. With all of the retirees of JFL, you are important to us. Would you please stand and be recognized? All of you.
Well, congratulations to all of the awardees. And if you're out there and you're a male in the community, do not forget that tomorrow, Wednesday, at 8:30 sharp at UVI Albert A. Sheen campus, there will be the 5th annual Man Up Conference. You don't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. We have more news right after this.
This newscast has been sponsored by Mario's Virgin Crystal. Let us save you the hassle of lugging those jugs around. Purified bottled water conveniently delivered to your home or office. Also available in your favorite grocery store. Call 773-2810.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
And finally tonight, here is Stephen Koof Francis with your Sports 411 update.
Thanks a lot, Junior. We tip things off on the national scene as we had number 1 versus number 2, the top 2 women's team in college meeting in Connecticut. Number 2, UConn. Number 1, South Carolina. Kalina Masqueda Lewis. I don't know if that's 3 name, but I know she shoots the 3 pretty well. She's shooting better than 50% this season. 5 for 6 from the land of plenty this game. Just keep feeding her the hot hand. Check out how she clears some space. Why are you all up in my grill? Get back. You don't know me like that. She had 23 points, and no doubt UConn is number 1. They roll 87-62. Greg Popovich looking to become the 9th coach in NBA history to win 1,000 game, and the 2nd with just 1 team. Jerry Sloan would be the 1st. Eric Baines ties things up at 93 all in the final minute. Then the final seconds, Coach Pop. This is how he drew it up. Kawhi Leonard to the hole. To Marco Bellinelli, the pump fake, stop, pops, and drop it, and Coach Pops gets the win 1,000 as the Spurs beat the Pacers. That's a look at your Sports 411 update, and Stephen Francis from News Channel 8. Back to you, Junior.
Stay with us. We have more news up next.
Your weather coming up next. Your weather.
Now here's a look at your 5-day weather forecast.
Tonight, isolated showers, partly cloudy with the low around 74, south wind 10 to 13 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. Wednesday, scattered showers, mostly sunny with a high near 85, south wind around 18 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 30%. New precipitation amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch possible. Wednesday night, scattered showers, partly cloudy with a low around 70, southwest wind 9 to 14 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 30%. New precipitation amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch possible. On Thursday, scattered showers, mostly sunny with a high near 84. North-northeast wind around 6 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 30%. New precipitation amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch possible. And Thursday night, scattered showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 70. East-northeast wind around 10 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 30%. New precipitation amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch possible. This is Cheryl Francis with your Channel 8 News Weather.
Now that's a look at what's happening here in our territory on behalf of News Channel 8. Now that's a look at what's happening here in our territory. We want to thank you for tuning in on behalf of WSVI-TV News Channel 8. I'm Junior Garcia, and World News is up next. Good night, Virgin Islands.
News Channel 8 is brought to you by Body Beast. Call in the Virgin Islands 1-800-458-6815 for Body Beast.
This program is the real deal. If you knew me a while ago and you see me today, you'd be like, man, what are you doing? I'm doing Body Beast.
I decided to try Body Beast because I was looking for something different. I wanted to lose weight at the same time gain muscle. It's easy.